Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, it's been over a year? It's been over a year since my last video, and a lot has gone on. So the funny thing is I actually did probably about a couple of videos. I just didn't put them out. So this video is pretty much going to be an update on how my whole fitness journey went, whether I'm still on it or not, and kind of what happened that led me to really not do any videos, and pretty much the expectations of what I'm going to be doing now with my videos. So anyway, before we get started, please like and subscribe my video. Hopefully you like this content, and you kind of continue with me on my journey. And I guess, because I don't really like saying journey, just because a journey ends, and this is continuous for me. I'm a workout maven like crazy. So anyway, if you to keep up with me, please like and subscribe, and definitely leave some comments if you have any questions or anything like that. So let's go ahead and talk about where I have been. Okay, so my last video was about the Fit Track scale, which is funny because my oldest son told me, he was like, "Hey mom, did you check how many views that you had on that the video that I did?" And it got a lot of traction. I was surprised, because to be honest with you, in that video I was exhausted, exhausted, because the approach that I normally would have taken when I do my whole weight loss kind of a thing is I do a lot of cardio, tons of cardio, and I scale back on my food and stuff like that. So yeah, I was exhausted, I was irritable, and I was trying to tell you guys everything about the app and the scale and all the other stuff. So yeah, and then I put that one out. So anyway, from that video I did keep going. I got, my initial goal was to get to about 145. I'm 5'3", so 145, quote unquote, technically is not the smallest of things for a 5'3" foot person, but I was doing baby steps. I had hit 175 pounds, and at the beginning of the whole cove type situation, and I was like, okay, yeah, this isn't working for me. So from 175 I got all the way down to about 137, and that was probably about I don't know, maybe sometime in September, I think. And yeah, somewhere between August and September, I got down to about 137, and I did start going back to the gym. I know I was like, oh, I'm not going to the gym. I started going back to the gym last July. I went twice just to kind of ease my way into it, to see how things were, if they were gonna kind of be the same from before. And I just did a membership with Planet Fitness again, which I do want to get a membership with LA Fitness, and I'll tell you a story about that later. But I do want to do LA Fitness too. But yeah, so I did Planet Fitness, and I went a couple times with my husband, and I was like, okay, so it seems like it's all right. I didn't really want to go by myself at first, and I went with him twice, and I was like, okay, cool, I can do it. So this is where things get a little shaky. Okay, school starts. School starts. My oldest is going into the 8th grade, and my second to youngest starts kindergarten. So I wasn't sure how everything was going to go. I wasn't sure if they were like delaying school, or if, you know, what they were doing with the mask, or what they were like, just period. So I kind of was like pushing the time that my son was supposed to go, my youngest son was supposed to go to school. So school started in August. I didn't get him into school until like September. Yeah, that's another story. So once he got into school, like my fitness stuff kind of took a little bit of a back burner. And the fact that they were both at home, and I had my youngest, my daughter, she was still running around. Like, she wasn't in school at all. So it was like, make sure my oldest is, you know, good and he's paying attention in school. Make sure my youngest understands, okay, you're still in class even though you're at home. And then have this little girl who is the rambunctious thing, the most rambunctious little one I've ever had. Between her and my second son is like outrageous. But I had to get him in school, and around my birthday, that's when I did kind of like a vlog. Pretty much of what I did. I really didn't do much. I think I went to like Starbucks, and then I went to the movies with I went to the movies with my husband, but I also went to the movies by myself. I'm that weird person that likes to go to, I've been going to the movies by myself ever since I was like 13. Like, my sister would just drop me off and I would be in the movies, and sometimes I would watch 2 in the same day. But anyway, so I did that, and I was still pretty much on track. I think I started getting off track come October. That's when I started to fall off. Because when I did start going back to working out, I was working out like late at night. So I was doing, I was trying to do 10,000 steps. Also, I was doing a whole bunch of different things because I was looking at different YouTubers who were legit, not just, you know, the ones who were like, oh, you know, grow your butt in like 5 minutes. Like, it wasn't that kind. It was like real bodybuilders, real fitness coaches, like that have either degrees or degrees. I think all of them, the ones that I watch, all have some degree, or they're like a doctorate or something like that. Like, I don't play. Okay, I mean, not that I don't watch some influencers who, you know, have like, you know, different exercises and stuff like that. I like them for motivation, and, you know, a couple of things, you know, appeal to me, some kind of workout or whatever. But most of the time I get my information from legit, and whatever I get, I'm gonna let you guys know. So just know that. But anyway, so because I was incorporating that and trying to, you know, I'm pretty much my own guinea pig at this thing, where I'm so trial and error, and the things that work, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, like I said, I like to let people know, okay, well, this, you know, try this, see if this is going to work for you. And then the stuff that doesn't work, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm going to steer away from that. Not that it can't work for anybody else. It's just certain things, you know, didn't work for me. So I was trying to not do as much cardio, which of course in turn kind of made me gain a little bit of weight, because I was doing a whole bunch of cardio and my body was used to doing that amount, that when I started to scale back on that, you know, the weight started creeping up. I also started doing more weight training too, which of course that's going to make your weight, you know, you're going to get a little bit heavier. And I was incorporating 10,000 steps. Sometimes I would even do like 15,000 steps. So I was doing all of that on top of making sure, you know, my kids were straight during the day. So, and then working out, like I said, at night, like in the middle of the night, and periodically going back to work. Like, I got so exhausted, I got so burnt out, I got so tired that, yeah, like it just, it ended up just being like too much. So, the weight started to creep up, and I think I got to like I don't know, 142, 143, 144, something like that. Somewhere between 142 and 145. And then my husband, he had a friend who was doing a baby shower. And I was like, okay, that'll give me the motivation to get myself together and, you know, drop a few pounds. Cause I'm like, I don't know. And I don't know, maybe it's a little old school, but my mother always told me, you know, just when you're meeting someone or whatever, to make sure, you know, you look good. And I was like, okay, well, this is motivation for me to drop, you know, a little bit of weight and, you know, represent, you know, just be the best to represent, you know, my husband. So, in like a month, I was like, okay, let me straighten up. And, I was just eating well, and I'll show you guys like, you know, what I eat. I'll do like what I eat in a day. So I got down to like 139, and yeah, I was yeah, I was like, I looked cute that day. So got down to 139, and yeah, so after that, I think let's see what happened. It was like the beginning of December, and then at the end of December, we went to see my in-laws. We went to visit them for a little bit, and I got up to about 145 again, 144, 145, because to be honest with you, sometimes I feel like my body likes to be around those numbers. Like, it's easier for me to be around those numbers because I seem to stay around those numbers. And that's when I'm eating fairly decent and exercising. I tend to stay around like 140 something. If I'm doing way too much, then it'll creep up some more. But anyway, so got to about 145, and then after leaving North Carolina, I get back to home, or get back to Georgia, and I was trying to get ready for a challenge, because there's another challenge that's coming in January, like a little fitness weight loss challenge, and really it's not too much of weight loss, but what you can do in 3 months for transformation. There you go. It's a transformation challenge, and I was so gung-ho, so hyped up, and I noticed I from out of nowhere, I don't know what happened, but I got some weird bite on my leg, and I ended up having like mottled skin, and I had to look it up because I was just like, okay, what the heck is going on? Like, it almost looks like a web, you know, on your leg. And I've seen it before, but I've seen it on fair-skinned people. So, but it's almost like that's just what was on, you know, on them, because you could see it because they're fair-skinned, not that there's an issue or a problem. And there was an issue or a problem for me because my skin is not like that. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And it was there for I think about a month. So somewhere between that, like late to December to early January, I saw it. And then I'm like, okay, because all this Cove stuff, I was kind of scared to go to the doctor because I'm like, okay, I don't have time for me to contract something. I don't have time for somebody to say, oh, well, you have X, Y, and Z. And it's like, no, I don't have it. You know, like, so I didn't want to go to the doctor. And I kind of was just like, okay, well, let me wait a week. Okay, let me wait the next week. Okay, let me wait the next week. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's starting to go away. So what happened was it went from that to, I think it traveled up my leg, and I ended up getting a cyst. I've never in my life had gotten a cyst before. It was the worst pain. It was the worst pain. And I had to endure it while my youngest son had to sit for 8 hours at a computer, you know, like tripping out because he didn't want to do this and he didn't want to do that. And he couldn't believe he was sitting for so long. Like, and I had to sit on the cushion. Like, literally, it was messing with my circulation. It was so bad. And then, and it was like that for, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks. And then it finally, like I said, I didn't want to go to the doctor because I was just like, you know, I don't want to contract something while I'm there. And eventually it burst. And I was like, oh my God. I was just like, you know, that's where you really appreciate having a spouse, because I was so grossed out, and I was grossed out that he had to help me. And I was like, it was just like, I felt gross. I felt gross for him. And he's just like, whatever. Like, he was just like, no, let me help you, you know, whatever. This is, you know. So, yeah, that was a sucky time. So, because after that, it just seemed like my leg started to, like, the look of it started to look better. It's still there, like the remnants of what it started to, you know, like the beginning of what it looked like it's still kind of sort of there. It's just faint now. So, yeah, I don't know, like some crazy stuff seems to, seems to happen. But anyway, so I paid for the challenge, and then like 3 weeks in, like, I didn't even do the challenge because I was just like, I can't bear, you know, trying to do this and then I've got this pain and whatever. So in those times of me not doing the challenge, so those 3-4 weeks that I didn't do the challenge, and I was like practically bedridden from the pain, I was not eating healthy. So I started to creep up again in my weight. I mean, I was still working out. I think I got up to, I was getting up to like 150. And then by May, I think I got to like 152, 153. And I was like, all right. Like, I worked way too hard last year to just like let everything go. So I'm always following somebody. But because I follow Dana Lynn Bailey, and I'll put that on the screen too. She was she in physique? I think she was a bodybuilder. I think she was in the physique. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but she was a bodybuilder. And right now she has like nothing but fitness related companies. Outside of like, I think they've got like Airbnbs and stuff like that, but they have Flagner Fail, that's their line, which I love. And they also do supplements too. I have a couple of their supplements. Yeah, I do. I have their vegan protein. I think it's vegan. I think it's a vegan protein, and a pre-workout, which I love. It tastes like Coca-Cola, just a little bit. But yeah, so I follow her, and I also follow another lady called Julia Renee. She does wellness bodybuilding. And first off, wellness bodybuilding, like their legs are massive, their glutes, depending on who, you know, you're following, sometimes they're like the glutes are massive, like they're lower from their hips to their lower, like all the way to the, you know, massive. And so because I've thought about bodybuilding, but I don't know, I wanted to do bikini, and the more I watch it, I don't like, I don't know if I could do it. But I'll never say never. But anyway, so I watched them too, and Dana was doing a challenge, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna do her challenge. And so ended up not being able to do her challenge because at the time our printer was not working, was messed up, was tripping, and I couldn't, like, you had to do kind of like a timestamp. They give you a piece of paper, or either you can copy it from like their online website, and I couldn't do neither of those. So I was like highly upset, and I was like, ugh, you know, every time I try to do a challenge, it's not working. So I ended up just following some tips and stuff that she did. And also, while I was you know, trying to like lose some weight, Julia Renee was doing her weight loss at the same time. And because she was competing, doing some wellness shows this year, and she had gained a lot of weight. She's 5'2", I think. She's either 5'2" or 5'3", and she was the same amount that I was. She was like 175 from what I was last year. So I was like, okay, cool, I'm just gonna hop on a bandwagon with her and I'm gonna lose weight at the same time with her, and then I'm gonna take some tips from Dana Lynn Bailey, and I'm about to kick this, you know? So, and this was like the first time that I actually did it this way, where I wasn't like, you know, so cardio focused. Actually strength trained, and made sure that I did my, you know, body parts at least twice a week. Now I was working out probably about 5 to 6 times out of the week, and trying to keep cardio, you know, I don't want to say to a minimum, but I try to keep cardio not as like what I used to do, which was like an hour and a half cardio. Like I said, I love cardio, but if I do it too much, then yeah, I get burnt out. So I was trying to do like 30 minutes cardio, 20 minutes, and try to do 10,000 steps, especially like on the days that if I wasn't doing cardio, if I wasn't working out, I was at least getting 10,000 steps. So after that, and I was also meal prepping. I've never really meal prepped the way that I did this time. I actually had like complete meals. Breakfast was already fixed. Meal 1 was already fixed. And I say meal 1 because sometimes I wouldn't have it at breakfast, or because I didn't eat like the way normal people would, because I didn't really snack. It was like meal 1 was like oatmeal with I think maybe with berries. I would have like oatmeal and berries. Sometimes I do like egg whites and like 1 egg, or just egg whites, and it always, everything just about had a vegetable. So I would make sure I had some kind of vegetable with it. And then I would have but like, if you didn't see any of my old videos, I'm a vegetarian. So my meal 2 and meal 3 would have either seitan, or I would have this brand called, I think it's called Corn, Quorn. And now that actually encompasses egg. So I'm a lacto-ovo vegetarian, so I still keep some dairy. I try to steer away from milk. Sometimes I'm lazy. So, but because I know for me, milk really is not good for me. But I try to stay away from milk. I do eggs, and I do cheese, because I've tried vegan cheese. I can't get with vegan cheese. So anyway, I would do either seitan or corn, the brand corn. What else? I would do tofurkey, which tastes so good, like the tofurkey slices. And let me think. Oh, that was majority of my protein. And then I would do white rice, which has 10 grams of protein. So I would add all of that. So it was like the main, quote unquote meat as my protein, added with the white rice that has 10 grams of protein. So I was at least getting between 25 and 35 grams of protein per meal, for meal 2 and meal 3. And then meal 4, it was always a shake, because it was easy to just make. Or I would make the shake into like an ice cream, and I would put like chocolate chips, well, vegan chocolate chips, or I would put cacao nibs, which I found some sweet cacao nibs from Thrive Market. That's another video. But yeah, so that's kind of what I did for my meals. And then the weight just was like, I don't want to say it was falling off, but it was steadily coming off. Like and it was more so the fat that was coming off than, oh, okay, I'm losing a whole bunch of pounds. Like, it was the fat that was coming off. And that is what you want. Like, I had been doing this thing. I feel like I had been doing this thing so wrong for so many years. Trying to do a whole bunch of cardio. Obsessing over the scale, when it's really not about the scale. It's about the fat coming off, and then you're able to see shape. Because even though I did a whole bunch of cardio, I still would look at the mirror and I'm like, okay, I don't like, how I'm looking. And, now once you have like the protein that is satiating, and, just some good meals, some good healthy meals, and a workout regimen, like, I was like, okay, yeah, like I was looking really good. So I got down to, I think, like 142. Granted, I was wearing braids, so who knows, somewhere between 140 and 143. And then school started. Back. So my regimen, of course, started to go down the waist, like the wastebasket, literally. So after the summer and the kids went back to school in August, my youngest, my daughter, she started to go back to school as well. So all 3 of my kids were in school. My oldest in high school, the 2 youngest in elementary. And it was a little bit of a struggle, because my youngest, my daughter, it's just some issues with her class, and she's like, she just turned 5. She turned 5 at the end of August, so she's still, just a little something, little fledgling. And it's like, it's almost like teachers and the staff expect so much out of the kids, even though they're not, like some of them are advanced like that. Like my second son, he's a whippersnapper. I know what it is, but I just can't think of it. He's like on it. He's on point. And she just needs a little bit, extra time, a little extra help. And so it was like they were expecting certain things from her. And I was just like, okay, but she's different. Like, she's her own person. She is not how my son is. Like, they're 2 different people, but they're both intelligent little children, because things, she would grasp, and that it took him a second to grasp. But anyway, long story short, so they're both they're all 3 in school. My oldest started high school, so that was like, different for him, so he feels some kind of way. And then kids coming home getting sick, and you know, because I did have all my kids at home, like they never went to daycare or anything like that, I'm pretty sure their immune system isn't built up, you know, for, you know, new different things. So yeah, it's just like they're coming home, you know, not feeling well, and then I'm not feeling well, and really it was just regular cold. Like nobody in the house had you know, the cove. They because even my oldest son, like the principal called me and was like, hey, you know, I need you to get him a test. We tested him, he didn't have it. It's just us not being around a lot of people. I just think the germs and stuff were just getting to them, and so they were bringing it home to me. And so when I'm sick, I'm not really trying to work out. I'm not really trying to take care of myself like that. So I have gained some weight, okay? Bring it all the way back to, you know, the end here of 2021. So, yeah, I did great all summer, and now it's November. Yeah, it's almost Thanksgiving holiday or whatever. And I've not been doing great. I have fallen all the way off when it comes to like my food. I was like keeping it up. I was steady. I was still, you know, incorporating my vegetables and whatever, like Brody. I've been going to cookout and I've been milkshakes, and I've been like so stuck on ice cream. Like all I keep wanting is ice cream. Like straight up, it's been nuts. So the only reason why I haven't like jumped back into it, which normally I would have, but if I'm not mistaken, there's supposed to be a challenge in like January, and that one's from Paul Ravella. I did put his YouTube handle in my older videos, but I'll put it in this one too. If I'm not mistaken, he's doing another challenge. He was supposed to do one in August, but something happened, it got postponed, something, and so he said he was not going to do the August one. He was going to do it in January. So I'm waiting on that, and I don't want to start like losing weight and then kind of sabotaging myself for January, because once you start losing weight and then you're just like it just doesn't hit as hard when you trying to see how to word it. Like you don't want to like do something here and then, you know, like try to lose weight here and then stop and then try to lose weight there. Like it's not good. Like it's not, you have to have consistency. And so I don't want to, you know, eat like soul food, you know, and then like it's just I don't want to just be bouncing back and forth. So I'd rather, you know, really do what I'm supposed to do for the challenge, and you know, ease my way back into at least having vegetables at every meal and having more water. I've been slacking on my water. I've been doing a whole bunch of 0 sugar sodas, which is not good. I mean, not that 0 sugar sodas are awful and bad, but it's just the fact that I need to incorporate more water. And the irritating thing about water is it makes you go to the bathroom every 2.5 seconds, and that just gets on my nerves, because sometimes, especially when I'm working, like I don't have time to keep stopping 50 million times to go to the bathroom. And then look, I'm older, I've had children, like sometimes it doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to stay, and I don't have time for that, you know. Like I need to be able to be like where, you know, right here where a bathroom is if I'm going to be drinking a whole bunch of water. So yeah, I think that pretty much brings you guys up to date. So I know this is going to be a long video, but I just wanted to tell you guys where I had been. I've been here all along, and like I said, I did do some videos. It's just they didn't make the cut. And also the good thing that I didn't say, I was still having media storage issues. That's another reason why I hadn't been doing any videos, because every time I would try to do a video, I couldn't upload it to my computer. the computer didn't have enough memory. And like, I literally wasted my money when I bought my computer in 2019, because I was telling you guys I had bought a new computer, and you know, I think I bought geez, it's so sad, a Hero, what is it, the little I can't remember, but it was in an old video. I bought a little camera, a GoPro, there we go. And yeah, like all that was like sadness in life. Like I literally spent money for like no reason, because I couldn't use any of it because I didn't have storage. And then that GoPro was trash too. Like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, electronics, I'm done with buying electronics from Walmart. And then I've also heard like Amazon's electronics, depending on like what you buy, that they're like, people are getting used things and stuff like that. So I've been trying not to get any of my electronics from there, but I've got storage now. I've got media. Like I've invested in some things so that I can, you know, produce my stuff, you know, with some storage, and it can come out nice and good. And because I'm a little meticulous, and I don't want to say I'm a perfectionist, but I didn't want to, you know, put out, like I didn't want to just be on here and have unedited videos or whatever, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I feel like if you are beginning or whatever, do what you need to do to put your stuff out. And that's really what I should have did. I just like, I'm just not that kind of person. Like I need to be able to do, you know, the things that I like to do, and I like for it to look a certain way. And if it's not going to do that, especially when I was able to get it to at least a certain little caliber, like I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm getting frustrated. And it was taking so much to try to edit and try to upload and like all this other stuff. So now everything is just right. Everything, I got an iPad, and I invested in like a really good one. And I got some things coming or whatever. So that'll help me with my editing. And yeah, like I'm really excited. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much all my updates. What I will say is my next video, you're probably gonna be like, what? But I did shop the Sephora sale. I started as a VIB, like at the beginning, like okay, so I was a VIB, and all I needed to do was like one big purchase to be Rouge. So at the beginning of the sale I was VIB, and then by the end of the sale I was Rouge. So I got probably about 3 different orders, and I just want to show you guys what I got and kind of review on some of the stuff, because I did use some of the stuff just to do like my eye makeup. I'm not wearing any foundation. If you guys want to know what I have on my face, I'll put it in the description, or if I don't put certain things in the description, leave a comment below and say, hey, what did you use here? What did you use there? And I'll let you know what I use. So, and also hair, like this is new. This is new for me. I usually don't do this. I've been pretty natural. I mean, I'm still natural, but I've been natural since my daughter was born. So I usually don't do like wigs and stuff, but this was fun. So anyway, this video's been very long and I hope you guys watch the whole thing and just see where I've been, my updates and stuff like that. But yeah, there is more to come. I will be letting you guys know when I start my challenge. I'll show you guys my workouts. Like I said, I got equipment coming. So I've got a camera, like hopefully it's a decent camera. I didn't pay a lot for it, but it's like, it's a bit of a knockoff. So we're gonna just hope that it's decent, because I want to show you guys what my workouts are. So that, because even though I've gained some weight, I'm like, where am I? Like 158. Like I said, because I've not been eating well at all. But I have still been exercising. I just not been doing a lot of cardio. I still make sure I do my cardio. but mainly everything is strength training, especially with the kids in school and with me going back to work. I was just trying to find a system for me to still work out, but you know, just stay attentive to everyone. So, but I will be dropping back down. I still I'm like a good 15 pounds needs to like slough off. So, but yeah, I'll show you guys what my workouts are, because I still go hard. Like, I don't be playing in the gym. I don't play in the gym. My headphones are in, I'm listening to my music, and I stay straight killing it. So yeah, if you want to see my workouts, stay tuned for those videos. I'm gonna show you guys how I do eat well when I am eating well. I can also show you a realistic of what I eat in a day right now. It's not the greatest. I probably eat about 2 meals because my issues have always been not that I eat a lot, it's just that I eat the wrong things, and that is what makes things creep up for me. And also the fact that I only eat 2 meals, it slows my metabolism down. So anyway, long video, gonna cut it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this content, this video, and where I've been and what I've been up to and what's to come. And like I said, stay tuned for the next video. If you're like into makeup and stuff like that and perfumes and whatever, that's pretty much what the next video is gonna be. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic day or night, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.